talked to had something to say about vacant property. So it seems like it's a sort of top of mind for people in the city. And also citizen tools. A lot of people, and especially citizens that we talk to, you know, want to get involved, want to give back, don't know how. And so when we started thinking about this, we thought, oh, okay, well, we can make a thing that deals with we can make an app for public safety, or that might let police officers communicate better with their people in their sector, their district. Or we can make an app that would help the property data department do a better job of managing all that data. We could improve on Change by Us, and that would be better. But what sort of didn't, just for the three of us, work very well in terms of our thinking was, that would just be one thing that we would be working on this year. And it might not have a very big impact. And so this is the experimental part. What we've been thinking about is, for us, these three things are kind of connected. And ultimately, what we want to aim at is something that is at a higher level that we might call healthy communities. So in other words, a healthy community is able, through the city and through citizens, to deal with and manage vacant properties. So once vacant properties are dealt with in a more timely fashion, you know, if vacant properties tend to attract crime and they're gone from the community, then the community is, by definition, a little bit safer. Similarly with public safety, if we're able to do something in that area, we will be decreasing crime and increasing the safety of people who live in that community. And the same thing is true for citizen tools. If we are able to build tools where citizens can work internally in their communities to improve things, for instance, to identify vacant properties for the city, or to work in a vacant lot to improve it, or even just pick up trash in their neighborhood. So we're starting to think about all these things together as kind of a platform. And some of the things that we heard from people that deal with these areas are, you know, someone said, this is actually a police officer, we can do more with less, but give us the equipment and the technology. So expressing a need for a technological solution to help them do a better job. Someone else said the city has got to meet citizens halfway.
That was there.
Yes. I didn't even say that. Communities that are, and this is something that we learned as part of this, part of the residency, communities that are more organized are more safe than other communities. So the citizen tools, if we can use those, we can create those so that citizens can actually organize themselves, that tends to make communities safer. If we could build a tool that lets police officers communicate with citizens in that community, that will make the community safer. If we can build something that helps the city manage vacant property better, that will make the community safer. And so what we're trying to do this year is to sort of think at this horizontal level, which ultimately is going to require that we deal with like at least 3 different departments in the city, rather than doing an app in just, you know, vacant property and only dealing with property data. We're going to be working with a few different constituents inside City Hall, but also working very closely with citizens who live in that community. And I think one of the things that we're hoping we can do, totally making this up right now, that I was thinking about on the way over here, is that what we might try to do is sort of pilot. And what would be interesting, I think, is to see if we build something in each of these 3 areas and we pilot it in a couple of specific areas in the city, would we be able to see an impact at the end of this year, or would we see an impact by next January? That would be really interesting to learn, because if it is successful, we could expand that out to other communities in Philadelphia. We could use it as a platform for other cities, the other 7 cities that are part of the Code for America program this year. It's going to be open source, because that's our thing, so any city in the US could use it. So that's sort of where we're at in our thinking. So here's a couple other things we learned as we're a little bit more fun. Philadelphia is a city of, and I think this isn't going to be anything that you guys don't already know, but for us it was interesting to learn. It's a city of neighborhoods. We heard a lot of success stories, that there are individual people who are having success and improving their communities, but it doesn't seem to be widely known in the rest of either their community or the rest of the city. There's a much bigger tech industry here than I knew. I'm the person who said that. I'm from San Francisco. I had no idea that Philadelphia had a technology industry at all, and it's like blowing up here in a really great way. We learned that there are a lot of engaged citizens who are invested in improving their city, and that would be you people, especially you people who we've seen on a few occasions while we've been here. And then I learned that the inside of the love sculpture is green and blue, which I did not know. I thought it was all red. So I think the next part of this we want to talk about what's next. So what are we actually going to do next? So Michelle's going to talk a little bit more about the timeline, and then we'll get some feedback from you.
So